Hello and welcome to Design Boss Dialogue, the podcast where bold and ambitious women in interior design come for real conversations to transform and take their businesses to new heights. I am your host, Lisa Marie El-Khadraoui, interior designer and business mentor, here to share my experiences and insights into running an interior design business, as well as empowering you to build the confident, profitable design business you've been dreaming of and truly deserve. In this space, we blend creativity with strategy to help you craft your success and thrive in the world of design. Every episode is packed with unfiltered, no BS conversations, daily inspiration, and actionable business tips to turn your passion into a thriving, cash-rich business. Together, we're redefining what it means to succeed in the interior design industry, one intentional, game-changing decision at a time. So get ready to step up, elevate, and create the design empire you've always envisioned. Welcome back to day 3 of the Design Boss Dialogue Advent Calendar podcast. And over the next 23 days, we will be unwrapping gifts of wisdom, practical tips, and insider secrets to help you grow and thrive in the world of interior design. And I cannot wait to delve into today's conversation with a trailblazer of a woman. Danielle is here to remind you that this is your life and you have the power to live it your way. As a qualified business alignment coach, she combines energetics, strategy, mindset, and most importantly, action to help women like you do more of what you love, have more of what you want, and be more of your magical self by building a business that sets your soul on fire. With over 10 years experience and a wealth of qualifications, Danielle Hobson is here to talk to me today about how to decode old stories, banish those negative narratives, and start stepping into the businesswoman you truly deserve to be. I'd love to delve into your world and your story and your business. You are the most amazing business alignment coach, and you've been in my world a year now. And I remember when I first met you at the Christmas party in December, I was so drawn to your energy, and you have become such an inspiration in my world as well. I just want to know and let everyone know listening to this all about you and your story and what you do.
Hi, thank you.
Yes.
Do you know what? I love this. I love the energy piece. And this is what I hear this a lot, without blowing my own trumpet, but, blowing my own trumpet at the same time. I'm not, but I am. People will say, I'm just drawn to your energy. They don't necessarily know how, why, what, or, what I can do for them, but they just know that they feel safe, secure, grounded, and, excited. And are normally words that I hear when people are drawn to me. And the reason they're drawn to me, it's lush. I mean, firstly, I feel honoured for you asking me here. I love this. I love sharing I love sharing stages, whether it's virtual or real life stages with amazing, amazing women. And ditto on all the front of being an inspiration. One of the pre-chats, huge inspiration now. You've just shown me something that is possible for me that I never thought in a million years, which brings me, into I'm literally, we'll do another podcast this time next year. We'll talk about the story of that.
Love it. Coming.
12 months coming, absolutely. And I think that leading that into my story and my background and the decoding stuff, which is initially why you asked me here, and how we can change the game for ourselves and for other people. I'm from a council estate background, so I'm from Doncaster. If you couldn't tell with my accent, I'm from the north, and I grew up, I was the YPO kid, as we used to call it. So I had the free school dinners, with the free school uniform. My mum was a stay-at-home mum. My dad, worked any job he possibly could, from slaughterhouse to cleaning to anything really, just to put food on the table. What I did get from him was his work ethic, absolutely. But as we all know, we also adapt a hell of a lot of self-limiting beliefs or beliefs in general from from our parents, from the people that were around, especially our parents, our families, our teachers, our peers. And being in business was never a belief that I, was given, unfortunately. That wasn't, my lifespan based on my parents' beliefs. It was literally like, okay, you'll be a stay-at-home mum or you'll work for a living for somebody else. And that I didn't like the idea of that. I didn't know what the alternative was because money wasn't a thing that was spoke about in any sort of positive light in my household. And doing, succeeding wasn't for the likes of us, earning money wasn't for the likes of us. We don't do things like that. You stay in your box, Danielle, do as you're told, Danielle, that sort of thing. And I'm an absolute rebel at heart. So I didn't want to stay in a box. Like, that nobody puts baby in a corner and nobody puts Danielle in a box. That's like kind of how it fits with me. But like I said, I didn't know what that looked like. I was just saying to you, like, I am a generator by human design, so I respond. So I only have to be shown that something is possible. And it was when I turned 26, I just got married, and I'd been planning my wedding for 3 years, and I needed something to do afterwards. Like, for those of you that have been married, I spent a lot of time planning a wedding, and then you get married and then go, now what? Now what? And I was shown an opportunity, which is in the network marketing industry, which is, as if you're familiar with this, you'll know that it's normally business in a box. Like, it's kind of all of the training is provided for you, all of the, action steps are provided for you. And it was what was needed for me because I had zero clue. No belief was given to me, like I said, about businesses. No education was given to me around businesses or anything like that. So I took this opportunity. I ran with it. Within 6 months, I was earning 4 times my monthly income. I was out of like the job that I was in. I quit my job and I never looked back. 2015. So nearly 10 years now since I actually quit my job. I'd been working in the business for about 6 or 8 months before that, alongside my 2 kids. I had a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, a part-time business and a job, full-time job, husband, cat, the lot, I had all of the responsibilities. But I just needed to get out of there. So what was introduced to me within that area of my life, or that business and the business opportunity, was like the potential. Like, I then got educated in business. I then got educated in like how the other half live, like how people who are taking charge of their own life, reprogramming their self-limiting beliefs, like doing all of the mindset, the inner work. I was shown that this is what's possible. This is what you can do to help. And I, like I said, I only have to be shown once. I only have to be told it's possible. I only have to see that it's possible. And I'm like, I'm gone and I will find a way. I'm a problem solver by heart and by mind, by default. So I will try and fix that. If I want this, I don't have it at the moment. That's a problem. How do I get that? Like, I'm very practical when it comes to that. And I did. And I loved that until I never, which brings me on to another, like, part of what I believe is a big thing in life and business. Like, you've got to do what lights you up until it doesn't. You've got to do what lights you up until it doesn't. And that's where me being a business alignment coach and, using my intuition and really tapping into helping myself and my clients and being able to pass that forward to the people that I meet comes in. Because, like, if it doesn't light you up, if the energy is not there, if your passion's not there, then you need to move, or you need to readjust, or you need to reprioritize, or you need to do something. And that's what I did. I loved working with the people and helping the people start their businesses. I just didn't like the product side of it anymore. The business wasn't doing as great as what I wanted it to do. And it hadn't been for the last 4 years. It started going down the pan. So I was like, right, I need to move. 2019, I retrained in everything, became a coach. And the rest is kind of history. If I look at it like that. Now I love spreading the energy, helping people decode their past beliefs, or other people's beliefs, because that's a big part of it as well. We get given these beliefs, and then stepping into their own self-belief and their own confidence and their own, paving their own way in the world.
It's nice because I think we carry so much, I call it generational trauma from, the beliefs, like you say, we've been grown up with and we've been shown as children. You naturally emulate them in your own life with your own kids if you don't know how to break the barriers. And this is something that I'm seeing a huge amount of in our generation. We are breaking the barriers down from generational beliefs of actually, I'm not going to do it like that because I know I've got more. And actually, I don't believe in that. And I think so many women that I meet, they have this fear around, well, I shouldn't really be taking that much money. I can't possibly earn any more money than my husband. I can't be the main breadwinner. Actually, I'm not even worthy of making £5,000 a month. And it comes back down to how they were raised as well. The narratives that they tell themselves on a daily basis. So talk me through, if you were to decode someone down or help them reframe their narrative, A, why is it so important? But B, how do you do it?
Okay. Well, A, why is it so important? It's so important because, like you said, Lisa, from the ages of 0 to 7, we're imprinted by, our families, our parents, normally our close families, maybe our grandparents. And then we go into obviously, adolescence of your peers and what your friends are saying and what the teachers are saying. And you're trying to find your way in the world a little bit, but then we're just human beings that are seeking out like instruction. Like we normally do like instruction, and we're constantly told about, like I said, families, teachers, schools, peers, and then we go into the real world and society as a whole. And depending on, where you live, the UK the government is great at giving us instructions and giving us goalposts and giving us boxes to sit in and boundaries and giving us, we're only allowed to go a certain degree or a certain place or whatever. So, and again, even talking about the fact that I'm from the north of England in comparison to the south of England, I travel a lot. I've got clients from all over, I've got friends from all over the country. And I see a big divide in belief systems. Like the north have a stricter belief system of not being good enough. I'm not taking that away from the people down the south that also have that as well, because it exists everywhere. It exists everywhere. But we definitely see, I definitely experience it more and up in the north. So what was important to me with the work that I do and to get it across to you guys is it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you've heard up until this point, what you believe up until this point. It is 1000% possible for you to change what you believe. Even down to I believe the sky is blue today and I believe that it's green tomorrow. You can change the way that you believe. You can change the way that your outlook is on life in general. Even it's possible to change an actual fact. If you want to talk yourself into, something so much and so hard, I have seen people make their physical bodies poorly from the way that their mind works and them telling themselves, I watched this firsthand. And this might be hard for some people to believe, but I watched this firsthand with my nana. She lost my granddad and she was as fit as a fiddle, nothing wrong with her. Never took a painkiller in her life, never done anything. And she absolutely told herself she was ill every single day for 4 years after losing him. And she, in my words, she killed herself. Not by, and that's disclaimer, not by suicide, but she made herself poorly. She ended up doing things, taking actions based on what she believed in her mind that made her poorly. So she started drinking every day. She started not eating, which obviously in turn killed her. So in a practical sense, so the way that we program our brains can create anything, can make your outlook different. So it's really important that what we do with that knowledge to start with, that understanding, and it's really important that you do this right. If you want to create something, if you want to create a lifestyle, if you want to open a business, if you want to travel, if you want something, And at the moment you don't believe you can get it, but you see you see all these other amazing people, like you might be listening to us right now and you think, oh, it's okay for you, Danielle, it's okay for Lisa, or, like you're seeing that it's possible. If it's out there and it's possible for the people, it's possible for you. And I asked the question, do you see that it's possible for anybody? Do you see that that is possible? So what you've just said to me, you want X amount of money per month, or you want to be able to quit your job in 6 months or 12 months. And they might come to me with that goal, and I know that deep down, and they might even say it, I don't believe it. I don't believe it's possible for me. I don't believe I can do it. And I say to them, do you believe it's possible at all? Like, do you believe that people can do that? Do you know of anybody that's done that? And they'll say, yeah, so-and-so did it on Instagram, or I seen so-and-so share it the other day, or my friend did this, or, oh yeah, you did it, didn't you? And I say, right, okay, so there we go. So is your mind open enough to believe that it's possible in the world? Like that thing can exist, that you can, that is possible. And they say, yes, but I just don't believe it's possible for me. And I said, that's true. The moment you don't believe it's possible for you, so that's where we need to reprogram. Why do you not believe that it's possible for you? And then we listen to what comes from that. And you dig enough, and you as a coach and a mentor, you do the digging, and there'll be a reason. There'll be a reason. Let's say mine, for example, like, I wanted to earn £5,000 a month, but at the time I could see that was possible. Loads of people all over the internet, my For You page and my Instagram, feed, etc., were telling me that they've made this amount of money. So I knew it was possible. So that's all I need, just to be shown that it's possible, that it exists in the world. I just need to find a way of making myself believe that it's possible for me. Acknowledgement is the first thing. So you acknowledge, open in your mind, dig in. What is it? And for me, it was the fact that, like, I was told constantly, like, money wasn't for people like me. We would have never, we were not those type of people. I should be a stay-at-home mom. I was irresponsible for leaving my job and, having a business. I've got kids to look after. Like, all of these things come up. I had domestic violence instance in my first relationship where I was constantly told I'd never be good enough. So all of those things came up, and even thinking about these experiences in my life and these phrases that were told to me in my life, I would never have connected them on my own. This is the importance of coaching and mentoring, by the way. Like, on my own, I would never have connected those dots. Having somebody coach that out of me, and having somebody say, like, that there's a connection there. And this is what I do with my clients. I will say, like, there's a connection. The fact that you got told this once by your university lecturer has sat with you. And it's, you're replaying that song or that phrase or that record in your head constantly. And so, yes, it may have only been said to you one time, or you may have only experienced something one time, gone through a traumatic experience or whatever it is, even not traumatic, even just like a thing, but it was traumatizing enough, let's say, to have an impact on the way that you think, believe, feel and act moving forward into what you're doing right now. So that would be the second thing that I would do, is I would get them to acknowledge where that comes from. I'd do some digging and find out where that comes from. Because then once we've got that information, it is so cool to be able to go, okay, is that the truth now though? Yeah. And then you can see their faces. Yeah. You can see their faces instantly change, because they're like, well, that's not true. It's like, so if I said to them, let's say, my lecturer told me that I wasn't, I would never make anything of myself when I was 18. And if I said to you now, I'm not going to be able to make anything of myself, what would you think? Even not being the coach that you are, what would you think? And then they would turn around and be like, well, of course you can do what you want. So why don't you believe that in yourself? So it's then getting them to see it in different ways. And then we retrain and we reprogram. So you didn't get to the place where you are right now by only hearing something once, or only saying something once, or only, replaying something once. Like, yes, it might have been a one-time conversation or one thing that happened to you, but you've replayed that over and over and over and over again in your brain, in your subconscious, and created neural pathways from a scientific point of view. You've created neural pathways that need unpicking, that need reprogramming. So then the reprogramming starts. And even that it's so simple. It's the actions that we take to do this are so simple, and it's about consuming the right things. And I recently spoke about this in some client sessions, and we're not trying to eradicate every single negative thought, saying, you know, like that's unrealistic. So your skeptical brain will come in straight away and go, that's impossible. I can't do that. I can't never think a negative thought ever again. Because of course we're going to do that. But all we need to do is tip the scales. So I always use an analogy, and imagine you've got two radios playing at the same time. One's playing negative music, sad music. One's playing happy R&B, vibing, or dance music. You're in the club. Like, you've got these two radios playing music at the same time, right? They're always going to be on. They're always going to be on to some degree. All we need to do is tip the scales. We just need to make sure that the one that makes us feel good, the music that's like vibing us and we're getting our energy up, we just need to make sure it's on 51 and the other one is on 49.
I love
That's
that
it.
analogy. I absolutely
love analogies.
I've never heard of it like that. And now that you put it like that, that is amazing, because it is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Tip the scale and think of it as a radio.
People think they have to completely rewire their whole brain. You don't. You just need to tip the scales. So, you know, and it's just the same as if you're having a bad day, right? If you're having a bad day, and you know, it's you get to midday and it seems like it's going down the pan. Don't write the rest of the day off. You can change the rest of the day. You just need to like tip the scales. It's just making sure, like, you can have a negative conversation. You can, you know, be frustrated, pissed off, annoyed, upset, sad about something, but you can also switch your state in an instance as well. Like, you choose. It's also choices. So you can choose then, okay, I don't like the way that this day is going. I don't like the way that this conversation is going. I don't like the way that I'm feeling around this. What can I do that overrides that? What can I do to switch up that volume of good stuff? How can I create more of that in my day, in my life, in my hours, in my minutes, in my seconds? And I love work like affirmation work, environmental work, positive conversation work. Like, and this is for those of you that are starting businesses or that have businesses, you will know this. You will come across negativity from sometimes your nearest and dearest, right? Oh, yeah. And it might be your husband, your partner, you know, your children, your parents, friends, or your little business, or, you know, like it was my mum that told me I was irresponsible for quitting my job and starting, you know, my business. So I'm not saying to you go and cut all of these people out of your life, because you love them. You love them for being them. You actually even love and appreciate the fact that they've got an opinion and that they're, you know, that's great. However, that doesn't do you any favors. That doesn't do you justice. It's not serving you in a way that will help you do or live out your dreams and get what it is that you want. So how can we change that? And we change that by creating, you know, a 51 volume of other things that make us feel good. So it could be that you stick affirmations all around your house on things that you do every day. Go into the toilet, bathroom mirror, kettle, fridge door, your passwords on your computers, your phone, like screensavers, vision boards, all of these things that you can do in your car, on your dashboard, on your, you know, sticky note, or on your steering wheel. Like the things that you do every single day that you can just reprogram, like the good self-talk into you. So then even if your mind wanders into the negative, or, you know, you take your journey to work or your journey to a meeting or whatever, you've walked out the house after having a row with your husband because he doesn't believe in what you're doing, you get into the car, you see your affirmation, you're like, boom, immediately makes you go, that feels a little bit better. You then, instead of listening to the radio, you might go, I'm going to stick a podcast on, or I'm going to listen to a vibey playlist. All of these things that make you feel good. So that my energy work that I do, it's about that. It's about raising that frequency, raising that volume button, raising the feeling of positivity in your bones, in your mind, in your soul, in every way possible. And everybody's different. Like, I'm not going to say you've got to stick a playlist on that. You've got to meditate. You've got to do this. Like, some people going for a walk is great. Some people having a long bath. Some people reading is good. Some people just having a conversation with somebody that they know will make them feel better. Picking up the friend and having a chinwag, even if it's nothing to do with work or business or anything. Like, sometimes just picking up a friend and talking about the fact that you, I don't know, like what you had for your breakfast, or you dropped your pancakes on the floor this morning, or like just something that you then know will like make you laugh or lift your vibe or lift your energy.
I think it's really important to have those narratives, because I mean, I know both you and I have had really good experiences with changing our narratives and coming out the other ends, the positive, and seeing the benefits in our businesses and our personal lives from doing that. And yes. I also come across so many people that, you know, I meet and also I work with that are very skeptical. And I'm like, look, just give me 4 weeks. Let's just try it. Let's just slowly, like you say, turn the volume up a little bit louder on the positive. Let's do these little activities. And I think for me, one of the big things for me, which I absolutely loved, is I know that you're going to be doing this for our first event in January, which I cannot wait for you to open and close the morning session with EFT tapping. But I got into tapping when we met in summer, and probably a couple of months ago, I had my biggest set of sales in 48 hours. And I remember texting you about this because I changed my narrative around a certain situation that I was a little bit blocked on in one of the businesses. I started tapping, and I think I'd done a couple of sessions in the evening and the morning. And I think within 48 hours, we closed off like £6,000 in 48 hours. And it was amazing. The energy work that you do in retraining that narrative and unblocking is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I just wish everyone could do this, because it is so powerful, no matter what business. I mean, obviously we're here with interior design, but we know that as business women, you have to cultivate a growth mindset, and you have to, regardless of what business you're in, it's setting the foundations in stone of, let's rewire those negative narratives. Let's do the daily practices. Let's put all of that in place, because it is so powerful.
Absolutely. And it's funny how, like, over the last 10 years of me being in business, that the way that my mindset's changed over this, and the way that my outlook of this is, again, this is why I know how easy it is to how possible it is for you to retrain your brain and retrain the way that you look at things. So when I first started my first business, I was a doer. Like, I was a practical, like, person. Like, I would rather do over anything else. So that even the mindset for me was like alien, and like nobody that I knew was into personal development, other than all of these people now have entered this world of network marketing. I had all these people talking about, you must work on your mindset, you must, and I was like, F that. Like, I can spend that. Yeah, I can spend 10 minutes contacting people about the business opportunity or selling the products, like, that's going to get me the money. Whereas the mindset work is like, I felt like it was a waste of time. How wrong was I? Like, so even the most skeptical of people can change their mindsets and change what they believe. So I believed that mindset work was a waste of time because I didn't see myself doing it. I'd been brought up around a doer. Like, my dad was a doer. He went and just did anything. He has work ethic. So doing was the thing. I then obviously got into personal development and mindset work. You know, I was shown that this is the kind of the thing that you did. I was like, oh, okay, I see that. I saw that there's a benefit for it. Then I went, like, I had a couple of spiritual awakenings over the last 10 years that got into, like, the beliefs of spirituality and energy work, and EFT was something that I trained in 2019, along with meditation. So I'm a meditation teacher and an EFT practitioner and NLP practitioner as well. So I know it from, like, a scientific, practical point of view, but I also know it from an energetic, spiritual point of view as well. And EFT for me, so again, joining them, there's a point to what I'm saying. Like, I need the practicality still, like, that side of me, that half of my brain needs to be doing something. I couldn't get, as much as I am a meditation teacher, like, I couldn't just meditate. Like it felt like I couldn't switch off as quick. It wasn't doing what I needed it to do as quick as I needed it to do it, because I'm very impatient also. So I found EFT and I started that afterwards, and I was like, this is brilliant. And for those of you that don't know what EFT is, it's emotional freedom technique, and it basically works on, just as the blood runs through our veins, energy. Everything is energy. Energy is everywhere. Energy runs through our meridian lines that run in our bodies. And we have certain points, just like the acupressure or acupuncture points on our bodies, that we can tap on. The energy builds up in, and we can become stagnant and slow, and, blocks can form that then obviously affect the way that we think, the way that we feel, and the way that we act. So to help get where we want to get quicker. So yes, all of those things that, I've told you about, affirmations and self-talk, and, lifting yourself up from a normal point of view, what you can get your head around, like playing music and watching and reading and consuming other people's good, positive energy. We can also do something faster, with ourselves, and really get rid of that stagnant energy. And EFT is a big part of that for me. And you can help retrain and reprogram any belief really, really fast. People use it for pain. People use it for, like self-limiting beliefs. People use it for attracting and manifesting, quicker, because you're dealing with the energy that blocks around that. So if you imagine a self-limiting belief that you might have around attracting money, like Lisa may have had a belief that I can't possibly do $6,000 worth of sales in 48 hours on this particular offer, at that particular time. So she did some tapping on it, and those thoughts would have come up. And when those thoughts come up for her, even if she's saying something really positive, even if she's saying, I can make this work, her self-limiting beliefs would have been playing in the background saying, I don't think this is possible because, and then the confirmation bias kicks in, and that creates a buildup of energy, and that energy will have been in these meridian points. And so tapping on the meridian points at the same time as she's saying these affirmations can really disperse that negative energy. And that, from a practical scientific point of view, opened the changed the game for me, and opened my mind to so many more possibilities of what I could do with this. And so then I really started practicing. I use it with my clients. I use it on myself. I've got my husband doing it. My friends do it. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. It makes you can instantly feel like, I have a playlist of 20 plus 3-minute ones, that are all around different imposter syndrome, or attracting money, or attracting more clients, or getting out of your own way, or removing the blocks, self-limited beliefs. I've got loads of different ones related to business owners in general, and within 3 minutes you can change the way that you feel around that. So we'll
put them as a link in the show notes that people can go and purchase them, get them, so they can experience them as well, because I think it's
absolutely, you can have a free gift. There's my free money EFT, money, wealth and success. And then if you wanted to purchase the power pack afterwards, it's in the funnel. So the thank you page and the emails that come out if you sign up for the free one, you've got a choice then if you want to get that or not.
Well, that's amazing, because I know they are so powerful, and I can't wait in January. So we're going to bring our first event, The Visionary, on Saturday the 25th of January in a bougie hotel in Surrey. And I'm so excited to have you there, just to experience the day with you as well. But I was really honoured when you said, do you think your guests would love an energy tapping session? And we could open, before we do the big creative workshop, because we're going to be building our 2025 vision boards for what we want to create. We're going to be setting those intentions, and we're going to empower women to really do this for 2025. And when you said, shall I maybe open and close a session with energy tappings to disperse that energy? I was like, fuck yes, let's do this. This is amazing. And it's just, I cannot wait for the women to experience it, because it is going to
I'm coming. It's going to be amazing. I'm coming anyway. So why not? Why not do something like that? Even my mind is so spinning with it of like what it can be about, like releasing the stagnant energies and then opening up your mind to be more creative, because you're going to go into the most creative session. And though, you interior designers are super creative anyway, but like we can tap into it on a whole new level.
Oh, I'm literally so excited for that. And I know there's a couple of tickets left. So anyone listening that wants tickets, then please do get in touch with the email on the show notes about this. Danielle, thank you so much for today's session. It has been our free chats, our podcast chats, our chats in general. They have been so, so good. And I know that I will definitely want you back on in 2025 to talk more about your exciting work, what you're doing, what your manifest background, and what we're doing in business. I love it.
Love it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this leads me nicely onto tomorrow's episode, as I have a powerful morning and evening audio tool which will help support you change your narrative. These are some of the affirmations I use in my daily routine and ones that have helped me change my narrative to support my mindset. Join me tomorrow morning for another empowering podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Design Boss Dialogue. If you love what you heard, then please share the podcast with your friends and any women that could do with a dose of empowerment just from me. I would love to hear your thoughts around today's podcast with your key takeaways and wins, because your feedback means everything to me. Also, don't forget to leave a review as well as hit that follow button so you never miss out on any inspiring conversations with me or any other trailblazing women I have on. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes, and remember, unleashing your inner design power and unlocking your true potential is only a click away. See you next time.